Hi, this is Rachel from Shift Cosplay, and today I'm going to show you how to revitalize an old curtain purse, like my old bag right here, falling apart, sad day, to make a new purse for myself out of this bag here. Now, the reason why I'm doing it is because I love the pattern on the front. Unfortunately, the bag is as big as me, and so I want a smaller purse. So how the heck I'm going to do this is very simple. I'm going to grab my favorite paper. This is plain sheet brown paper. You can also use wrapping paper if you want to. And cut out a strip. Alright, so I got my strip cut out, and now I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing next. Alright, so here's my paper, and here's the bag that I plan on changing. It's pretty big, and so what I'm going to be doing next is drawing out a design for the bag that I want, keeping in mind of the shape of the circle, because this is actually a pocket with a pocket, which is fantastic for my purse. So, and you can use tracers, anything you want. I like to freehand this stuff because it's a lot more fun for me. So, there we go. And for a lot of my projects, I actually do this line of sight. And now this pen is not dark enough, so 2 seconds while I get another pen. Alright. Got my blue pen. Alright. And what I'm basically doing right now is getting the basic shape of the new purse I want to get. I'm going to make it actually a little bigger than I want. It's always easier to make things bigger than smaller. That way you can really play with the size and shape and really get a feel for what you need. I do this for anything I make shirt-wise and pant-wise for Haley and I. So now I have what looks like a big boat. A really crappy big boat. So, what I'm going to do is cut it out. And then see if my line of sight measurements actually fit the bag that I want to cut. Because before I cut the bag, I need to make sure this is going to be sized that will work. 3, 2, and 1. Done. So, I have the basic shape of my new bag. It's pretty small. I think it will work great for my size. Now, here's the ultimate test. Zip these up. Is to see if this emblem will fit on top of this. As why? So I can make sure I get the right size of the bag. And you know what? I'm actually a little short. So, what am I going to do is that I'm still going to use this. Now, why I'm going to use it is because I'm crazy. Anyway, next part to do is to actually cut out the piece of bag I want to use, and then also cut a similar size shape on the back. Now, this is actually a little short in size, but what I can do is make it about like 2 to 3 inches longer when I'm cutting it out, and then size it up side to side. And if you're not comfortable doing this at home, you can always redraw your shape and try again. So, without further ado, I'm going to cut out pieces of the bag. Alright, so I pretty much just cut out my bag. And it's actually kind of dorky looking right now because it's not complete. But what I plan to do with this... Ooh, there's a zipper right there. Good to know. Well, I just destroyed the zipper. Yay! Anyway, I'm not going to keep that zipper part, but what I plan to do is to keep these zippers intact on the emblem and to make an open bag like my old green one right here where it's open and you can just button it close, which the button broke off quite a time ago. So next I am going to preserve the pocket that is inside the purse, because this actually has another pocket, and make it so that way I can reuse it with a smaller size bag. So I'm going to pause it and then have this all cut out for you. Alright, now it's starting to look like the shape of the bag I want. As you can see, the zipper's pretty straight when I'm holding it. Other side looks fantastic, but and then the inside, if you unpin the top, looks like this, and I'll be able to unfold it. Now, I'm going to start sewing, and before you sew, it's always important to pick a thread that you want to use, and I have a law thread. So, I will meet you back at the sewing machine in just a few minutes. Hi! Okay, I'm back at my sewing machine right now at the table. Here is the pins, and here's this thread I will be using today. It's actually very close in color. I got really lucky that I actually had this in my kit. So I'm going to string up the sewing machine. You can watch my cat be psycho in the background. And if you don't have a sewing machine, hand stitching is always an option. It just takes a lot longer to hand stitch, and yes, it can be quite a pain. Alright, so I have the machine threaded, and for options, I am going to do a zigzag stitch. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a line and zigzag stitch. That way it's extra strong. I don't know what it's technically called, so please don't get pissy at me. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to start sewing, and it's always good to have a point A and a point B for where you want to start and stop. And for me, let's see. I'm going to have to go this way. I'm going to go this way. I pinned it backwards, but I'm not going to repin it. And always allow yourself, there I am. Always allow yourself a little space so that way you can cut it and edit it and seam rip it if need be. So without further ado, I'm going to sew. Where's my petal? Alright. And always tear off enough thread that you can play with it and tie it later. Now, I have the entire bag sewn together. No more pins except for the pins that show me where the straight lines were for the zippers. And the moment of truth is when you turn it inside out. I mean, right side out. And hopefully, holy crap, this turned out better than I expected. Okay. Now, is it perfect? No. And that's okay with me. It's going to be just my regular everyday purse. Nothing fancy, nothing special. But so far, so good. The pouch is complete. If I put my hand in here, I can play with the seam line I just made right here. And then I'll have plenty to cut out to edit the bag. Now, as you can see at the top, I did cut it a little too close at the top. So what I'm going to do is cut down a little bit, or probably just seam rip it gently so that way I can tie the sides and get ready to attach a strap. So my bag is halfway complete. I'm going to pause it for now and get the last parts of the setup ready. So I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back on the floor again, so hopefully it won't be any glare because this light is on behind me. So, there, no glare. Anyway, I'm going to now attach the strap to the bag. And I just need to, I just cut it open a bit more so I can fit my whole hand freely and gently. That way you can reach into your bag if you choose to make something like this. And I already just measured the bag. I want it to be a shoulder strap, and so it will rest nicely right here on my hip. So I am going to pin it and get ready to sew, and so you won't be bored watching me pin again. I'm going to pause it one more time, show you what it's going to look like before I sew it, and then finish the bag. So I'll be right back again. Alright, so I'm back at my computer and sewing machine right now, and I have two things pinned. I have the rim of the bag finally, and then I also have the strap. Since it's actually twice as long as this, so if I actually expanded it, it would have been like out to here, and I don't like that. So I just made it smaller. Now I'm going to have to sew everything super quick, and then stitch the strap into the bag, and I'll be complete. So you can watch me sew for a couple more minutes and I will be done. The machine. There we go. And the setting I'm using is just your standardized regular straight line stitch for the strap. Alright, so I just sew the strap together. Now just to finish the contour of the bag really quick. Let me tie this off. And this is going to take a little longer because I got to be a little slower. Not so streamlined. Now if you have the right machine before I do it, normally they have these guards, and so I already took it off. I usually don't sew with it on because it gets in my way all the time. I'm not sure if it gets in the way for you, but it's perfect for doing round objects. So you just stick the bag, or if you're doing a sleeve, a leg, pant leg, or anything like that, you just stick it through. Put the foot down. And then you're going to want to sew a little slower, not as quickly as I was doing for the strap. That way, make sure you get a nice, even, round seam line. Oh. And it's going without me. So, without further ado, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so I just met with the starting point. Tear and tie. In a second, but I now have a clean edge for my new purse. It looks nice. And right now I have a lot of extra that I couldn't get folded under. It was just being too much of a pain when I was hemming it. So what I'm going to do instead is cut it off right against the seam line. But I will wait to do that in a minute. Once I get the, I'll do everything cutting wise once I get the strap back on. And then I'll be done. Okay, where is the strap? Now I have to set the strap into place. And which way I want to have it set is I want this thicker part right here where I just stitched to be on, yeah, I want it to be on my inner shoulder. It's a bit more comfortable for me, and you can switch it to the other way so it's like that. It's more comfortable for you. So, and this won't take more than 2 minutes to hem up. So, if you can wait for me for that, that'd be fantastic. Now, if you guys haven't been able to tell, I do a lot of this stuff line of sight. That's how I was taught to sew. And so if you are not comfortable doing that, you can always use rulers, measuring tape, anything of those types of devices for you. I am just more of a line of sight crafter, and projects such as weapons my partner and I have made, I am the main carver, and that's how I always do it, is by line of sight. I'll look at a photo and I'll get almost pretty much accurate. I never do much than that. Much more, and it's starting to look like my bag. And it fits over my shoulder just nicely, so I'm going to stitch on the strap and be done. So 1 second. Move this pile of pins. What I'm going to do for the strap, actually, I'm going to change the setting to a triple line stitch. That way, the stress on the strap won't break off of the bag, and I can continue using it for years on. So, without further ado, it's on triple stitch. Alright. Go. There you are. Let me go grab my scissors super quick, and then I will be almost done with this bag. So, just a second. Okay, without further ado, my bag is complete. Along and the features of this bag, now I have 2 zippers on the outside. I have 1 on the inside, so I can put stuff in there, and the pouch. So it's a 4-pocket purse that is just roughly about the size of my old one right here. So I would have to say mission is successful, and if you guys wish to see any more content and video from Reality Shift Cosplay, please feel free to check out Reality Shift Cosplay on Facebook.com. We have pictures, photos of cons with old costumes we have made, and we will be making a new announcement in the next week. So please check us out, and I will see you then. Bye-bye!